Melted glass.
Woo! Ladies, gentlemen, and any other thing that's out there, welcome to Death Curse Society. It's time to get into all the good shit in the horror world that we've got to talk to you about. I'm your host, Red Crank. I got the Colonel, and I got Zigzag. You all right there, Colonel? You look like
maybe. Zag's got that sticky icky. That's a take a quick hit. Whew.
You got some of that?
I'm just trying to stay calm before we get into our first topic. That's all. Some of you rubes out there got me a little riled up on this one.
Uh-oh. Zigzag might be a little mad this time around. Later on, though, we're going to be talking about The Haunting of Bly Manor. We're going to give that a review. We're going to review Hubie Halloween. We're going to tickle into a little bit of Dexter coming back to TV. If you remember Dexter, you're probably pretty excited about that. We've also got a little news on Amazon, who is bringing an I Know What You Did Last Summer series produced by James Wan to their service. We've got the trailer for Redwood Massacre Annihilation to drop on you. We are going to talk about the fucking Ghost Adventures crew going to the Joe Exotic Park in Oklahoma. You don't have the drop to be able to do this.
And where? Where?
In Oklahoma. Fuck you, Ziggy.
Never underestimate the power.
I don't know how he did that, guys. And then, of course, we're going to look at the Friday the 13th box set that we finally all got. We're going to review that. But before we get to all that stuff, don't forget to hit subscribe on the YouTube channel. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and the Instagram. And, ooh, it's getting chilly out there. So let's go camping.
Oh, damn, but snow.
You're going to Camp Blood, ain't you? You'll never come back again. It's got a death curse.
For Let's Go Camping, you know what we're talking about. Never Hike in the Snow is now available on YouTube on the Womp Stomp Films channel. If you're not following them and you are not following Vincent DeSanti, the director, writer, producer of the series, you are missing out. It's the prequel to Never Hike Alone. Zigzag, you want to talk about this? Give us your initial thoughts on Never Hike in the Snow.
You know, you think that thing would be a little more ventilated with all the holes in it. Never Hike in the Snow. This is a prequel from Womp Stomp Films. 30 minutes, you get in and out, you get reintroduced to many characters that you know and love, and then you're out of there pretty quick wanting a whole lot more, and that's where I get mad. Some of you folks got on the case saying this isn't long enough. Why is it so short? You have no idea what an effort this takes to produce something that looks this good. And to sit here and shit on it, that the fact that it's 26 minutes, do a little research and you'll figure out that there's going to be 3 more episodes finishing the story of Tommy. You're going to get closure on what the fucking Tommy Jarvis line was going to do. He's got a whole plan for it. It's going to be fucking great, man. But you people need to chill the fuck out and just enjoy the fact that we got some quality Friday the 13th material to look at in this wake of the stupid lawsuit that these assholes can't get settled. This is good. I liked it. Never Hike in the Snow was entertaining. You had some kills. You have a storyline you actually care about, and you're wondering it. It asks you questions. So, I mean, I don't see why anybody couldn't get into this that's not a fan of the material.
Yeah, you actually had on-screen kills this time around. In Never Hike Alone, all the kills were behind the walls of the ambulance. At the time, he couldn't afford to shoot the kills. This time he could. Colonel, what about you? Initial thoughts?
I loved it. Like Zach said, people were bitching about the runtime. The runtime is perfect. It did exactly what it was set up to do. It is to set up these characters, to set up the story, and his 4-part episode of Crystal Lake, what he wants to do. Did a great job. Looked fucking phenomenal. I love seeing the on-screen kills. And the on-screen kills fucking worked. I really dug it. You know, Colonel, it has to be said, he actually delivered on a kill, at least one good kill that we haven't really seen before, I could say, in a Friday the 13th. Would you agree? No, I agree with you completely. It was very reminiscent of a hatchet kill. Without going too far in the spoilers. While it didn't look nearly as good, it looked great for the budget. I loved it.
The only complaint is I think they held the shot too long because it gives you enough time to notice some imperfections in the makeup. Overall, that's still fucking great. That's literally my biggest complaint is they held that one kill too long. And if that's only thing I have to complain about in a fan film, it's doing great. You guys know, especially you two, I hate these fucking fan films with a passion. I really do. But Vincent's fucking killing it, man. Never Hike in the Snow. Plus, you bang.
Exactly.
If you didn't get a half chubby off that one, you're not living.
I was just wondering how it was going to be applied. I knew it was coming at some point, and I'm glad they didn't really overdo it. That was good. Keep in mind, all these folks are involved for the next 3 chapters coming up. They're going to finish the whole story arc, man. I can't wait.
I think it's fascinating that Vincent DiSanti has been able to at least write and craft a story that's good enough to go back to people like Tom Matthews, who has been out of the industry since the 90s.
Yeah.
Probably. He's a fucking contractor, guys. I mean, he builds houses. He builds homes now. That's what he does. That's what he's been doing for 30 years. Brought him back and brought Sheriff Rick Cologne, Vinny, I'm going to fuck up his last name, Gustav, whatever. I don't think that guy's really been acting in a whole bunch of stuff either. The fact that he's been able to write and even pitch these ideas to these people that have been out of the industry for a couple of decades at least and say, you want to come back and do a fan film from something that you did 35 years ago and kind of replay those characters? And get these guys to take a break from their regular, everyday lives. I'm sure they've got families. I'm sure they've got other things that they want to do with their life rather than go and trot around in the fucking snow and trot around with these people making a fucking fan film. You know they've got better things to do. But they did it for the fans, and we should appreciate it. And I do appreciate it. I think it's just fascinating that whatever he has planned for the next 3 installments was good enough to get them locked in. This could have been just a 2-second cameo from Tom Matthews in the first Never Hike Alone. Just, hey, Jason, remember me? And you never saw him again.
A couple years ago when Never Hike Alone first came out, that was my big complaint. It's like, okay, they're going to throw Tom Matthews in here, Tommy, just to have people watch. Okay, look, we got Tommy, just to bring in viewers. Before anybody knew what the hell he was thinking of. And oh, my goodness. Right. Just Never Hike in the Snow makes that so much better now.
I was one of those naysayers back then. I wasn't a huge fan of Never Hike Alone at first. I loved the quality of it, but I didn't like it because I thought it was just some family member of a girlfriend of the mailman that fucked his brother, knew Tom Matthews and was able to get him to come out for one night to shoot this one scene, and that was it. No, we had no idea in 2017 when this first dropped that he's committed. Side question before we move on too far. Do you think the reintroduction to films, even on a small fan film kind of thing, like Tom Matthews coming back for this, might re-inspire his acting desire and maybe bring him out of the contracting world back into major motion pictures, Colonel?
Yes and no. Sure, tickle that acting bug of his again. But did you really say major motion movie pictures? It's not going to happen for him. I mean, straight to DVD, straight to video on demand, sure. Which scares me because a lot of these horror legends that do that are pretty much doing it for a paycheck. Some of these are fucking hot garbage, man. I think we all know this. I was a fan of Tom Matthews as a kid. I mean, come on, fucking Tommy. Return of the Living Dead 1 and 2.
We already know that he comes to the cons when he does, and he rocks it. That's what this is all about. The fans kind of help fund this project and get him a little cheddar on there, to come and do this. I think with these particular films, fan film's a bad title. It would be more appropriate to call it an actual independent film, in my opinion. But however, we all know you can't make a Friday the 13th film. You can't do it. Hence the fan film thing. You catching the drift?
Right.
So, but that's where we're at here with it. And there's something to be said here. I think Halloween kind of kicked the door open, reviving these 30, 40-year-old storylines with the original actors. Mm-hmm. Who knows what we could see up the road here with anybody. But I would love to see Tom come back into it, do some more horror, make some original stuff. Let's see it, baby.
I saw one pitch not too long ago, just somebody throwing a comment out on social media that was talking about they need to make a fan film sequel to Season of the Witch and bring Tom Atkins back. And I was like, holy shit, that could actually work. Why the fuck not? Maybe the son of the mass company mogul is trying to beat his father with like a phone app instead of like the TV commercial or something. And Tom Atkins is just banging away on some pussy and hears something and it's like, what's going on, you know?
You have to tie it in where he fucks the Silver Shamrock guy's fucking wife.
Fuck yeah!
Gotta throw that little mustache.
Yeah. All right. So back to Never Hike in the Snow. Colonel, what were some connections that you saw that you liked or disliked with Never Hike in the Snow and then Never Hike Alone and then also even Jason Lives, Part 6?
I know there's nothing there to dislike. Granted, I did find a little far-fetched that Rick would become the sheriff because as determined to be voted by the people, he got locked in the fucking cell, okay? As we all remember, Jason Lives. He wouldn't have my fucking vote. But good for him, he's able to persevere, and he's a great campaigner. He's a good community guy and got voted in the sheriff. And then, of course, you have Tommy hanging out in the woods. He knows what's going on. He's kind of like the less crazy Ralph. Say that 5 times fast in this new Friday the 13th universe. I think I found a connection to Never Hike Alone in this. I'm pretty sure the woman's son, I'm sorry, I don't remember the names yet, before he left to go on his hike and shoot some pictures, pretty sure I saw the guy from Never Hike Alone, like had pictures of him on his website or something.
I thought I saw that too. I was going to ask you guys about that because I didn't know what that first photo was, but it looked like Kyle, I think was his name in Never Hike Alone. And then she closes that picture and has a picture of her and her son. And I will say this, I was impressed that certain sections of this movie were so touching, such as the mother, you know, wondering what's going on with her son, not knowing for sure if he's alive, dead, you know. And then there's, of course, a scene with Jason, which surprisingly plays off rather touching in a way. You know, it kind of takes elements from part 2 and lengthens them in a way that you see a little bit more. And I don't know. It was interesting. I don't want to give any spoilers away.
Clearly that he's inspired by the Halloween movie a couple years ago, and it's part 6, 30 years later, man, a continuation. It's great. That part is great. And what you were just talking about with the part 2 stuff, and I appreciate the implication that some things will never change. You know, I like that. Fans of the material are going to really appreciate what he went and put into this episode. That's what we have to call it. As far as a connection to Never Hike Alone, I don't know, man. This one kind of stands alone on its own. It seems like more of a connection to what's coming than it is to what we already saw or yet is still going to happen yet. It does have the complexity of the Halloween fucking restart and reboot in part 2, 1, 2A, 3B. What the fuck, man?
It's kind of funny that all these fan films that are coming out, I mean, because now I'm hearing about fan films coming, you know, that bridge the gap between part 7 and part 8, and then also bridge the gap between part 8 and part 9. And we've got Voorhees coming later this month. But there's others that are in the works. Each one of these fan films seems like to me is breaking off from a different movie and starting its own, you know, different timeline. So everything is going to be kind of strangely interwoven into its own universe. And the fact that Vincent was talking about this with our interview a couple weeks ago, it kind of all makes sense, you know, because that was one of the things he would like to do in the future is, you know, do a TV series that talks about what happens in between certain movies, you know, and explores like how did the FBI get to interested in trying to capture Jason or, you know, destroying Jason, you know, how did they get involved and different little side stories like that we never really got. We've already talked a little bit about it, but the production quality, Ziggy, top notch as always.
It looks great. Everything looks how you would expect it to look. In the wintertime, we've got great blood in the snow imagery, just like you would expect for Never Hike in the Snow, a Friday the 13th film. If you haven't done it yet, go watch the Never Hike Alone, the making of documentary, and see the punishment that these guys went through to shoot that one. He said they shot another one for Never Hike in the Snow that's coming later. And I just see the effort that they put into this, the passion, the love, the painstaking looks to detail that they just leave no stone unturned, and it pays off, man. It's not a fan film. This is an independent fucking film, not legally called Friday the 13th.
Exactly. The production values were off the charts. Amateur filmmakers out there, pay attention. And you know what? He even said this in our interview. If you have questions about equipment, tips, you're trying to get started, fucking reach out to him. Tweet the motherfucker. Ask him a goddamn question. He seems more than happy to help. And those are the kind of filmmakers that we need.
I don't think that guy fucking sleeps, man. I just think he's up all times just working and doing shit like that, helping people. That's it.
And those are the kind of people that inspire me. It doesn't matter if there's a fucking Mack truck coming at them and they need to get to the other side of it. They're going through, around, over, under. They're getting past that fucking Mack truck that's barreling at them. And they're going to get to whatever their goal is. That alone is just inspiring. As a fan, I can actually say I am a fan of Vincent DiSanti now. Colonel, what about you and the production values?
It looks big budget on a tiny budget. Let's talk about fan films all the time. Vengeance. Look at that one.
I'd rather not again.
Yeah, I don't want to see it again because I couldn't see half the movie because it was too fucking dark.
Very dark.
Very dark. It was hard to see anything. Guess what? I can see. I mean, there's a few times it kind of got dark watching Never Hike in the Snow, but it still wasn't enough to take me away from what was happening on screen. I could at least still see what was going on.
And I don't know if you guys caught this. He intimated it in the interview, but I liked his little fuck you to the people that criticized the footsteps in Never Hike Alone. Did you guys catch that in the opening?
Yes, I did.
If you watch Never Hike in the Snow, pay attention to in the very beginning and you'll hear some heavy fucking footsteps. That's just that's a good old one of these from Vincent to the people that bitched and moaned about, why is Jason walking so heavy in this cabin all the time? Yeah, fuck you guys. Jesus. Nitpicky motherfuckers. Colonel, what does the future hold for the Never Hike Alone series? What are you looking forward to the most with Tommy, Sheriff Rick, those characters, and what we know is coming in the future?
What I'm looking forward most to Tommy is, as a fan of the franchise, obviously, and even the Tommy story arc, proper closure. This character deserves it, man. He's been through hell and back. So hopefully we see that. I hope he doesn't go out like an Obi-Wan, trains his Josh up or whatever properly and then sacrifices himself so Josh can finish the job. I hope it doesn't go that way. But I'm really looking forward to it, especially once Jason gets into town. Like, yeah, I think I'm looking forward to that. That's like my 1B. 1A, proper closure for Tommy. 1B, Jason takes Crystal Lake.
That is going to be interesting because we've never seen him besides in the Manhattan, Vancouver, for 10 minutes. We've never seen him really outside of the camp that much. Not as Jason, anyway. Mm-hmm. Space doesn't count because that was a fucking bullshit movie.
I fully trust this guy in his hands, what he's doing, where he's going. He's already thought it out 50 times, what he wants to do. For me, there's only one absolute that I need. One of them's got to die. Obviously, bumbling sheriff, he's a dead man. We know this. We don't know when. He's out of here. Tommy or Jason, one of them's got to die.
Or both.
You want to do some Shakespearean bullshit like that? That's cool. I'm down. But I mean, make it good. Excalibur ending and shit. Son and King, that's fine.
Alas, poor Jarvis. I knew him well.
Alas.
Right. I don't have a mask right next to me, man. I don't have a hawk hanging by me. The future looks bright for fans of Friday the 13th. Yes. The bleak part is we have to wait. Some of you motherfuckers are so spoiled by Netflix and Hulu and entire seasons of shows dropping for 20 episodes or whatever. You guys are so fucking spoiled now. You don't remember the days of network TV having to literally wait. I'll use 24 as an example. You had to wait a week. They ended every fucking episode with a goddamn cliffhanger, and you had to wait a week to see what happened to Jack Bauer the next week. And then that episode would end in a fucking cliffhanger. His life would be on the line again. You're like, what the fuck is going to happen? God damn it. And that goddamn clock would come up and start ticking, and you'd have to wait another fucking week. You guys are so fucking spoiled. You're like, this is too short. I want more. Yeah, we all want more, you selfish motherfuckers. Get over yourself and let the man do his goddamn job. It's not even really his fucking job. He's doing it for you. You guys are riding his dick about it, and I'm getting a lot more mad than I really wanted to.
You're good, but listen, you really want to do something and help this motherfucker, there's going to be a Kickstarter and a crowdfunding to get it off the ground. Yes. Do your part. We're fucking in, man. Yeah. We're believers now. We're in. We weren't around when the first one went up. Shut your yappers and dig deep, peel off a few bucks. You can flip $5 at him. It helps, man. That's part of the thing. You get the perks going and all the autograph shit and a copy of this, and now half of his money is going to buy all this crap and ship it to you assholes. Dig deep, support often, and we'll have good Friday the 13th material for years to come.
And the key word Zach said there, good. This is the one. If you're going to support one, this is the one I suggest you support. Please.
I feel better. I maybe I needed to rant for a little bit, but I feel better now.
I'm glad you didn't take the glasses off.
Yes.
I know you would have been serious.
Well, but then I wouldn't be able to see, and I'd probably be like talking over here, and you guys would be like, "What the fuck's going on?" I go, "Oh shit, we're over here, Crank." You know, hey, never hike in the snow. It's available for free. For free, you fucking selfish. Bah! Fuck! I couldn't even say any of those words right because I was so mad. It's available for free on YouTube. Go watch it. It's great. Never hike in the snow, never hike alone. And also, don't forget the Disappear music video, which it's only 4 minutes long, but it's kind of an inside look into what's Jason doing when no one's at the camp. You know what he's doing? He's waiting. It's kind of like we are for the next installment. One other side thing I want to mention, Pathosis, which is Vincent DeSantis' short film. It's been winning a lot of awards around the country and different film festivals and things like that. That is also dropping on YouTube on Halloween. So check that out, Pathosis. We are going to take a quick break. We will be back to talk about more Death Curse Society. Stay tuned.
Don't prick my nose now.
I'll be right back. Don't get dressed.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, holy.
The Death Curse Society has just become an associate producer on the film.
Yes.
Bravo. Death Curse Society, guys, is so awesome. I met the guys, all three of the guys, at Indianapolis last year for Horror Hound. And I met those dudes, and I gotta tell you, like, I hung out with them, we took pictures, I signed some stuff, they gave me a t-shirt. It was awesome. They are awesome guys. So super cool. I am so glad to have them on board this campaign and also on board the film. And now they are going to be IMDb credited as producers on this movie.
Hi, it's Kane Hodder. You're listening to Death Curse Society. Keep listening. Or don't fucking listen. I don't care.
Welcome back to Death Curse Society, guys. We got a lot to cover here, so let's get into it. It's time for some stories around the campfire.
I don't want to scare anyone, but I'm going to give it to you straight about Jason.
Hey, come back!
First up on Stories Around the Campfire, we're going to review, let me rephrase that, I'm going to review The Haunting of Bly Manor. This is now available on Netflix, mostly because these guys did not get a chance to watch it. They are excused, I assume. You're excused from class today, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Christ. And let the Mike Flanagan love fest begin. Wet wipes to the left.
Hey, first off, I want to say this is not a horror series. I repeat, this is not a horror series. What this is a gothic style romance. Before you go into watching this, don't go in thinking it's a horror series. There are some scares, there are some ghosts. Yes, there are horror elements, but it's a gothic romance. Multiple romances, really. It's just kind of intertwined. So, Haunting of Bly Manor basically is Mike Flanagan's take on a bunch of Henry James's work. It's not really a sequel to The Haunting of Hill House, but it does have some similarities in a way. I enjoyed it. It is a very, very slow burn, like a lot of Flanagan's stuff. That's one of the reasons why these guys don't really dig it. And why a lot of people don't dig it. A lot of people have not really gotten into this, but I think at least the people I've talked to haven't watched the whole series. They've watched 2 or 3 episodes and they're like, I can't get into it. When you get to the end, it's only 9 episodes, but when you get to the end, that last episode makes so much sense. And there's even an episode near the end, I believe it's episode 8, which plays out like a fucking Dracula novel, like Bram Stoker's Dracula novel. It's kind of a flashback sequence, and it's narrated by Carla Gugino, who does return. We weren't sure she was going to be in this series, but she does return That was a nice surprise, especially in the first episode. And she narrates this entire episode. It's basically just her talking while action is going on in the background. And it is prose similar to, like I said, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. If you are a fan of those style of books, you're going to really dig this. Slasher fans, don't bother. Don't even come close. If you're looking for blood, guts, kills, knives, butchers, anything like that, stay far away. This just isn't for you. It's a thinker. So, yep, Ziggy's out. Colonel, I thought you may have a couple of questions. Let me know what you think.
So I have read some reviews online, so I didn't want to come to the show empty-handed.
Mm-hmm.
I did hear the series was perfectly splendid.
Perfectly splendid.
Is that true?
In my opinion, yes. But like Ziggy, for some odd reason, likes to point out, I do have a weird fetish for Mike Flanagan's work. Not quite to the Dennis Quaid love that some people have.
I think it's getting close, though.
I think if this was more scary than it would have taken away from the overall aesthetic of the story he was trying to tell. And that's one of the things that I think Mike Flanagan has earned as a director, as a writer. He's earned the right to tell the stories that he wants to tell. He has always looked at, when they were rebooting Halloween, they went to him and said, what would you do? And he was like, I already did this. I did Hush. If I was going to reboot Halloween or redo a Halloween movie, I would do Hush. So I can't help you.
Which, by the way, not trying to interrupt you, people have not seen Hush. You have to see it. It's a great fucking movie.
Fuck yeah.
I don't care what Crank says. I do like a couple of his works. I did really like Hush. I was impressed with Dr. Sleep, knowing I'm not a Shining fan like most people. I did like that. And he says I don't like slow burners. I defend myself a little bit. I did like Midsummer. And The Lodge was okay up to a point when they lost me.
Fair enough. Well, those aren't his, but yes, I know what you're saying. I've found something redeeming in all of his work so far, and this was another one. Ziggy, do you have any questions about The Haunting of Bly Manor?
This isn't a horror you said it, It's not,
Yeah.
This isn't scary.
Well, and that is something that's important. They shouldn't necessarily put this in the horror category. Fuck, it's Netflix. Of course they have it. They have 17,000 categories. So, yeah, they probably got gothic horror or gothic romance. It could go into that category. But like Colonel said, I did think it was perfectly splendid.
Perfectly splendid.
The performances were great. The cinematography is just off the fucking charts. The special effects, even though they are somewhat limited, are wonderful. There's one scene when a woman is basically being drowned, and they show her soul like just in a room, like sitting in bed, and she kind of sits up in bed, but she's underwater. She looks up and like you can see the ripples of the water over her head. It looked like they put some fucking money into this. It is a polished looking product. Each one of those little episodes is basically its own little film. There's some cash involved in making something like this look that fucking good. You really don't get the setup of the entire show until episode 8. And that's when you find out like the history of Bly Manor. If I was going to rank this, and it's kind of not, I don't know if it's fair for just one person to rank it, but I would give this like probably a 7.5. But honestly, you have to sit down for the long haul. You cannot watch just 2 episodes of this and just say, yeah, nope, can't do it. Like I said, I thought it was perfectly splendid.
Perfectly splendid.
Also on Netflix, if you're not into these serious, very detail-oriented productions like The Haunting of Bly Manor, there is a new Adam Sandler movie out called Hubie Halloween. It is available on Netflix now. Ziggy, what'd you think of this one?
They finally got a movie for the people that don't like to think. No, man, really.
That's kind of what I'm saying, yeah.
I know. What I'm saying is this was terrible. It's just awful. It's bad. This character, Hubie, is between Bobby Boucher and Little Nicky. He's got a stupid click or glitch the way he talks. I don't know. I don't like the retarded. I know that's not PC to say, but yeah, there's something wrong with him. He's not set up right. He gets involved in this. He's some kind of Inspector Gadget with a thermos. I don't even know what this is. Is there other Hubie properties out there? I don't even know. It's not good, man. I mean, it's like, I guess if you're going to watch something on Halloween that's for the kids, but man, there's some jokes in there that aren't for the kids.
I think the thermos was the best thing about the fucking movie. I think the thermos has a career. Like, they could do a series on just the fucking thermos, and it'd be a hell of a lot more interesting than this movie was.
I'll be honest, I'm a fan of most Adam Sandler properties. I like Happy Gilmore. I like Billy Madison. You know, I like The Wedding Singer a lot, man. I think that's a good movie. Little Nicky, I don't like. I never liked Little Nicky. I don't think it's any good.
Okay, you're going to make a movie about the son of the devil who's a big metalhead. The heaviest song on the soundtrack should not be fucking Van Halen's Running with the Devil. Rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. We're not talking about Little Nicky. I'm here to talk about Hubie Halloween.
Colonel, give it to him.
While Zag said the movie is terrible, I will say I've seen worse, but it does not mean it was a good movie. I got more enjoyment seeing the cameos and the throwbacks to the old good Adam Sandler films than I actually did the entire movie. I was super pumped when I seen Ben Stiller come through. I was like, oh shit. Then that ended up being a big letdown. They were all big letdowns minus the piss-covered sheet, the throwback to the Waterboy. I laughed out loud one time watching the movie, and it was at the end of the movie when you hear Shaquille O'Neal, who's a radio host in town with a very feminine voice, and his wife, with a very manly voice. The wife says, "Go just as scary meatballs." And Shaq's like, "Let's Lady and the Tramp that shit." I laughed my ass off because you had to watch the movie to understand what he's talking about, and that was hilarious. I was like,
See, I think it's funnier the way you said it, though, rather than the way it played out in the movie.
There's moments. That's all you get here. You get a couple of moments. You might go, chuckle. The cameos are all right. It's nice to see some people you haven't seen in a while. Schneider, Buscemi, they're all in there. What made me laugh, the stupidest thing, one of the bully kids that fuck with him the whole movie dresses up like Freddie Mercury. He's got this tooth thing he sticks in his mouth. It's fucked up, man. The more you look at it, the funnier it gets. This movie, I don't know. Somebody lost a bet.
See, I did hear, somebody told me Adam Sandler made a bet that if he did not win an Oscar for Uncut Gems, that he would make the stupidest Halloween movie that you've ever fucking seen in your life, and that's what this turned out to be. Now, I don't know. I have not been able to verify this. I don't know if it's true. I haven't even been able to Google it to look it up, but that's what I did hear.
It's good enough. It's good enough, man, because that's really all the thought you've got to put into this. It's just, man, I'll tell you what, if you had a few 6-7 beers, you smoked a nice doobie or something, you're sitting down, you're probably going to laugh at this. For Sandler movies, this is way down the fucking totem pole, man.
Well, okay, and Colonel made an interesting point a second ago. Adam Sandler basically follows the same formula for pretty much every fucking one of his movies. That is why I am not an Adam Sandler fan anymore. Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison are pretty much the only two I can even stomach anymore. I dug him, though, as an actor in Uncut Gems. I like seeing a comedic actor try to portray a serious role, and he did fairly well. This was just sophomoric joke after sophomoric joke, bad setups, and then a quick punchline. You got the old lady wearing the dirty t-shirts. Ironically, I guess that was kind of funny. Unless you are a hardcore Adam Sandler fan. If you like his movies, you're going to love this. But yeah, that's the best way I can put it. Ziggy, you want to give it a number? You want to give it a ranking?
Hubie Halloween. I'm going to go with a 4 for this one.
All right. Colonel, how about you?
I give it a 3 out of 10.
Well, Hubie gets a Hubie.
No.
Yeah. That's all I can give this piece of shit. I mean, good Lord. So we got a 2, a 3, and a 4.
Well, hey, a three of that goes to the Freddie Mercury costume for me.
Well, and dude, if I was just rating the thermos, I'd probably give that a 7. That was the only thing in that entire fucking movie that I thought had a little bit of special moments in it. Make your own decision. Let us know what you think. Hubie Halloween, it's on Netflix. Watch it if you want, and talk to us in the comments. You know what we think. Next up on Stories Around the Campfire, we are going to talk briefly about the revival coming to Showtime, maybe next year, of Dexter. Colonel, what are you looking forward to with a revival of Dexter?
Oh, what am I looking forward to? Erasing that fucking shitty final season. Let's be honest. It went downhill fairly quickly for me after about the first 4 seasons. And I love this show. I love the originality, the idea of it. I thought it was fucking fantastic. And by the time it ended, I was like, thank God that's over because it got terrible. So if you can just erase the last few seasons, bring some redeeming qualities back to this series, and I think it's just going to be a short run, miniseries. Who knows? Might get a couple seasons out of it. Well, thank you. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm not going to go dig any deeper than that. Just please finish it properly.
What about you, Ziggy? Were you a Dexter fan when it first aired?
Yeah, man. I didn't see it like religiously because I didn't always have Showtime. We'd have it. I'd see a season or two and then boom, it'd be gone. And then I'd get it like a couple years later and it was always, so I'm off and on it. What I know about this one is even if you're not a fan, they've assured everyone they're not going to change how it ended, the original series. So this is going to be a continuation, exactly.
So he is a fucking lumberjack. Okay, let's fuck out.
Tough luck, buddy. But hey, that doesn't mean he can't go lumberjack someone in the face with an axe, dude. So he'll probably show it. So let's cheer up,
That's
Buttercup.
I didn't see much of the original series when it came out. It's been on my, I think, Netflix queue or whatever it's on now for years, and I just have not gotten to it, mostly because we've always had something else that I've got to watch for this show. But now that we know that this is coming, I may have to start kind of diving into that a season at a time and trying to piece it together. But I did see the first couple of seasons, I believe. I enjoyed what I saw. I really dug Michael C. Hall's portrayal of Dexter. And I think there's something about this year and everything that has gone on in 2020 that somebody came along and said, you know what would make 2021 better? Bringing Dexter back. And that makes sense after the year that we've had. So that's what I think is kind of ironic and fun about the idea of him coming back. So we'll keep you notified whenever we hear more about this show and its progress and when it's going to come out. Earliest that we can hope for, obviously, is 2021, since they just announced it last week. Stay tuned for more on Dexter. All right, another piece of news of something possibly coming next year. Amazon has ordered a series development deal from James Wan, of all people, to produce and create a new series based on I Know What You Did Last Summer. Could be interesting. Ziggy, what do you think?
Do we really need a series about the Gorton Fisherman killer? There seems like there's so many better properties you could get a hold of and do something with. Why this mainstream copycat wannabe slasher into a series? Did anybody care enough about this back then?
So here we are. This is where we're at. We're getting this series for fucking I Know What You Did Last Summer. So when these movies came out, this is your target audience, folks. This is who they wanted to enjoy and watch these fucking movies. And they suck. Now I gotta sit here and watch this TV series for Amazon Prime for this fucking show. I don't want to. Like Zach said, there's really nothing else better you can make a series for. I could think of some new series you can reboot. I know they talked about Tales from the Crypt a few years ago, and that fell through. Why not reboot that? Why not reboot Are You Afraid of the Dark, the old Nickelodeon show, but reboot it for fucking adults? Because let's be honest, people who grew up watching, they're old as fuck like me now. We got gray pubes and shit. We got little snow on the mountaintop, if you know what I mean. Why are we going to do I Know What You Did Last Summer? Here's an idea, and I'm not a big fan of these movies either. If you're going to do that, do fucking Final Destination. New movie every fucking episode. No one's asked for this. And you got fucking James Wan. I'm pretty sure he's in the fucking paranormal field, not the fucking slasher field.
That was my next question for you guys. Does the attachment of James Wan interest you at all with this?
Obviously not. I don't need jump scares. I don't see fucking blood. But of course, I'm not going to see this. All he's going to do is sell me some fucking fish sticks and fucking tartar sauce.
Whoa. Please direct your mail to the Colonel at deathcursesociety.com.
Ziggy, what about you? James Wan, does that sway you at all?
No way for me. It makes no difference. I think the material's too weak to really warrant a ongoing series with it. Unless you're into that MTV Twilight, twinkly, sparkly dust kind of shit. That's what you're going to get.
That's exactly what you're going to get. Again, we'll try to keep you apprised as we get more information on this. Hopefully the information is good. They've got some interesting casting choices to maybe make. You're going to see a new crop of young stars that are going to probably get roped into this.
I will say this. If you don't connect some of the original stars in there to make appearances and stuff, you've got zero chance.
Yeah.
You got like a 1% chance if you can get some of the old people to show up.
Well, it shouldn't be hard because 99% of them aren't doing fucking shit.
This movie killed their careers, folks.
Big Titty Hewitt's the only one that got out of this shit.
She still had a career.
Oh, Jennifer Love Hewitt. Those guys, Big Titty Hewitt got the fuck out.
Yeah.
I can think of 2 good reasons why she got out of that. That's the only reason.
Well, 3. She probably passed the smell test, too.
A little bit hint of tilapia. Majority of it's catfish.
And it's breaded.
Charlie.
Okay, we got to stop. This is getting out of hand. I Know What You Did Last Summer, coming from James Wan to Amazon soon-ish. We'll get to it later.
Good luck with that.
Next up, we got a trailer to show you. This is the trailer for the upcoming Redwood Massacre, Annihilation, a sequel to the 2014 film, coming out October 20th on DVD and digital. Look.
So 10 years ago, my daughter Sarah went on a camping trip with her friends, and she never came home.
I'm a big fan of your work. I know you want to find him as much as I do.
What is it that you have for me that's so important?
The ending to your next best-selling book.
Are you sure you've done this before? Can't say that I was impressed. But on this trip, you listened to me, because I'm in charge.
You really didn't think we'd come out here alone, did you?
You must be Max.
You sure you know what you're getting yourself involved with?
Are you?
I thought this was supposed to be a military base.
You've seen what's back there.
Ladies first.
We have to keep moving forward.
If it wasn't him, somebody else closed that door.
What was it that you guys saw in the other room?
You don't want to know.
She'll be fine.
She's not the one I'm worried about. Incredible, isn't he? Show yourself, motherfucker! Seems like we're not the only ones who want to meet the boogeyman. I knew I should have brought more guns.
That's the trailer for Redwood Massacre, Annihilation, a follow-up to the 2014 film Redwood Massacre. This one, though, stars Danielle Harris, and that's definitely got my attention. The storyline is the hunters become the hunted after a stranger obsessed with the Redwood farm murders convinces bereaved family members to venture into the wilderness in hope of proving the existence of the notorious burlap masked maniac. Whoo! This, yeah. Colonel, what do you think?
I am intrigued. I have not seen the original, so coming to the sequel with an open mind, because I did appreciate the head spin and the rip pull off. Mm-hmm. You got my attention right there. That's enough to bring me to the fucking party. Hey, it looks better than the last Danielle Harris movie we reviewed on the show.
Really?
Yeah, that real shitty ghost story that's filmed in Oklahoma.
Yeah. And where?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma! Oklahoma! Oh, fuck! Oh, my ass meat!
Okay, this is getting out of hand. I don't know how the fuck you guys are putting that in there.
I don't know. And number 3, and one of the worst movies I've ever seen in all time. All I can think every time I see Danielle Harris is...
Dude, fix your fucking face!
Because, sorry, Danielle, I'm not knocking you. Do you, girl. It's your life. Do what you want to do. But fuck, you are looking different every day.
You should follow her on Instagram. That what you're alluding to is a way more noticeable on Instagram and some of her videos there. She's probably had a little work done. Not sure she got her money's worth there, but hey, it's still Danielle Harris. I still got huge props for the horror community. Ziggy, what do you think about Annihilation?
Colonel kind of said it, man. The last Danielle Harris movie we reviewed on here, I said it was like hot chocolate with a brown crayon instead of sugar in it, just for the color. It looked good and everything, but it lacked any taste. It lacked any fucking flavor, man. This one, we got a slasher here. We got a big hulking killer. So you already are ahead of the fucking curve as far as my opinion goes. I'll watch it based on that. I don't know, man. I think there's a reason we haven't really heard of that original one back in the day, you know? So I'm going to look into that. I'm going to see both of these pretty much back to back. Bring the blood, bring the gore, and we will praise you. Do not, and you will be taunted and booed until our throats are sore.
From what I can tell, it seems they rely heavily on guns as their main defense. Does that bother you guys at all?
What the hell? I mean, I know what you're saying. I follow you, man. I follow you, but it didn't actually bother me.
Yeah, I'm coming with Zach here. I get what you're saying, but just based on the trailer and the storyline I'm getting from it, well, of course they're going to have guns. They're hunting this fucking guy, or they're hunting something.
Those kind of guns, though?
Yeah, modern problems just require modern solutions. A fucking bow and arrow ain't gonna get the job done anymore, Frank. This is 2020, not 1980.
Here's kind of why it bothers me. It relies on that whole stormtrooper aesthetic. If they've got these big ass guns, this movie should be over like that. These are experienced hunters, correct? With big fucking guns, correct? They should be able to hit their target. Nah, no, they're never gonna fucking hit this guy.
Early speculation. There's more than one.
More than one killer?
Yeah.
Danielle, come on. Pick some better scripts. Are you not getting quality material sent your way? I thought she was a promising actress when she was young, and I thought, man, she could do something outside of horror even. Do some really good things, but then she kind of got pigeonholed, you know? Especially coming back to do Rob Zombie's Halloweens and the Hatchet series.
There's worse things than being a scream queen.
I'm not knocking it. I just like Danielle Harris. I think she's a good person. I think she's a great actress. I wish she could do something different.
As far as Danielle Harris goes, I would say...
Dude, she's fucking hot.
That is very true. So Redwood Massacre Annihilation should be available now. It was released October 20th on DVD, Blu-ray, and digital. Check it out if you get a chance. Let us know what you think. We'll let you know what we think probably here in a couple of weeks. All right, gang, coming to the Travel Channel. They always have a special Halloween deal whenever October rolls around. This year, the Ghost Adventures crew is going to Joe Exotic's Haunted Zoo in Wynnewood.
Don't say it.
Yeah, in Wynnewood. There, fuck you. I didn't say Oklahoma. Fuck!
I got him.
I hate you guys. Anyway, Ziggy, it's coming out October 29th. What do you think about this? Is this even worth anything?
You know, I hate to keep shitting on every single subject we're talking about today, but I mean, good God. I used to be a fan of Ghost Adventures back when it started. I mean, but now every episode is old Zach is like, oh, a demon has touched me and it's only me. Only I can hear it. And none of you guys just be quiet so I can hear my demons and I can talk to the camera about it and you guys just be quiet. Secondly, I have never seen one episode of Joe Exotic or whatever the fuck he's all about. I don't know. I don't care what the connection is. It's going to be one of the dumbest ones just to pile on something that's relevant. I don't know. This is horrible. I have no plans to watch this.
I too used to be a Ghost Adventures fan, and Zach's diva-esque attitude is just gone off the fucking... I mean, I think there's like Mariah Carey, and then there's Zach Bagans now. He's above fucking Mariah Carey, it seems like, in my opinion. Colonel, what are your thoughts?
Take it back a year ago. We were talking about what they were going to go see last year, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. This shit's stupid. Apparently, I'm a broken record because I don't give a fuck. This shit's stupid. I never got into Ghost Adventures. I'm sorry. I'm not ever going to trust a ghost hunter that wears a tap-out shirt because you're a fucking tool. Fuck you. Nobody cares. Like Zag, they're jumping on something relevant just to stay fucking afloat. What are you going to find here at Joe Exotic's fucking old fucking zoo? A dead fucking meth gay guy and a fucking bunch of fucking dead kitty tigers fucking ghosts? I mean, come on. Why are people going to watch this? Yes, I'll admit, hey, I was locked up in the fucking house. I had nothing better to do. Of course I watched every episode of fucking Tiger King. That was the best white trash fucking crime drama I've ever seen in my fucking life. Because I had nothing else going on to care about. Well, guess what? I don't care about Joe Exotic anymore. I never cared about Ghost Adventures. Fuck you. Hopefully you get fucking Siegfried or Roy by a fucking ghost tiger. That's all I ask. I don't know which one got fucking bit, but by all means, let them scratch you and bite you, Zach, because no one's buying your bullshit anymore.
The one good thing that could come from this is we actually get a ghost voice that has like that Oklahoma hick accent. You kind of hear this.
Fuck this cowboy shit! You fucking ho dunk, po dunk, well then there, motherfuckers!
Ghost Adventures, Horror at Joe Exotic's Zoo, coming October 29th, if you are into that. Next up on Stories Around the Campfire, and to wrap it up, we finally picked up and received our copies of the Friday the 13th box set. It is beautiful. Colonel, get us started on this.
It's so beautiful. I know you guys have already heard enough about this. Look as hell by the case tags on there. The artwork for the box set is fucking wonderful. Which, if you're like us, you got a poster of that as well, along with the awesomely detailed Friday the 13th 40th anniversary poster. I cannot wait to get these fucking framed. Be careful, because I gotta look it up and put myself in the database. A few of the discs are kind of fucked up. I don't know how this got past quality control. So apparently on part 3, the 3D does not pop out during the opening credits. I'll get a replacement disc for that, even though I don't have a 4K capable TV, so I'm not going to be able to watch it in 3D anyway. Jason Goes to Hell. There's an uncut version. There's still an edited fucking kill in there. You don't see a fucking wrist snap. Jason X, from what I heard, the scene where he's beating one bitch with the other bitch in the fucking sleeping bags, there's no audio. Again, okay, so I'm not going to really shit on them, but at the same time, like I said, how the fuck does that get past quality before you ship all these box sets out?
I think they were probably focused on all the part 2 stuff that they added last minute that didn't even make the covers,
right.
the DVD slip covers. I think probably they got a hold of that material and were like, we've got to get this in. And then some, yeah, like you said, the quality control on the rest of the disc was just kind of like, fuck it, just get it out. We've spent way too much time on this. Ziggy, what do you think?
Oh, baby.
You've been caressing it like a goddamn spokesmodel down there on Price is Right.
Fans in the know, they know. To have them all like in the exact same format, all across the board, every one of them. I never thought it would happen. The posters are still rolled in their tubes. Same way, I'm not going to even open these fucking things. I'm still trying to decide, because like some people want to buy them. I've had some offers.
Really?
But I'm just not sure yet, because they're so fucking cool. And I know they're rare. There's only so many of them.
Mine will be possibly up on my wall in the next couple of weeks. We'll see. I was really pumped to get this. I'm still trying to piece together the unboxing video. Hopefully that will come out later this week or next week. But yeah, it's a beautiful set. It looks so good on my goddamn DVD shelf. I only have like that much space left in the entire thing now because of this box set. So might be a DVD sale going on soon. I don't know. But the one complaint that I have, besides the quality control and the disc, the replacement disc that we'll have to get, the one complaint that I have is I was more looking forward to the alternative artwork that Shout Factory advertised for each slipcover. You have the original poster on one side, and then you have something different for the other. I was expecting something kind of mind-blowing with the alternative art, and then no, it's just another old promo pic, or they change a couple of the photos on the back, and that's it. That was the one disappointing thing to me in the entire set that I'd found so far.
You know what? As a fan of those posters, and those were the ones that haunted me when I went to the theaters, you know, always seeing those newspaper ads, I fucking love the old poster look on these DVDs and Blu-rays, and it's fabulous.
I like the original ones.
Yeah.
The alternative ones I thought were going to be
right.
So
some of them don't
special.
have new designs. They just kind of went ahead, and it is what it is. You know, there's something you've seen before, but I don't care. I wouldn't have switched them anyway. You know, I knew right away that they would always display the original posters for my set. I was all thinking like, shit, what an idiot. Why didn't I buy the Halloween set when it came out, you know, at the time? And I go, oh, there's got to be one around somewhere in the right price range. You know, I'm thinking, yeah, $150, it'll be good. If you can find a new one, it's over $1,000. And if you can find a used one, they're upwards of $500 or more.
For the Shout Factory Halloween set?
Yes.
Yeah, granted, it's a beautiful set.
It's beautiful.
It's a lot better than that $50 Blu-ray set from Shout Factory I got at Walmart. But the original one, the pricey one, is fucking beautiful.
It's gorgeous. And I regret it. One can only hope that the Friday will ascend to that level.
Well, we'll see, because I know Ziggy's looking to make a car payment or two off of selling one of those sets, it looks like.
I have lithographs. I have posters. Let's talk, folks.
That's going to wrap it up for Stories Around the Campfire. That's going to wrap it up for the show this time around. We want to thank you for watching. As always, I do want to remind you, next Monday is our Halloween special on Monday Maniacs. We go live every Monday on Facebook and on YouTube, so you can join us both places, or one of the two places, however you want to do it. Ask us questions. This time, for our Halloween special, we're going to talk about our favorite films to watch every Halloween season. It's the movies that we just cannot avoid when spooky season arrives.
None of them can include Michael Myers.
Correct.
So it's a little bit harder than that, especially after coming off last week when we fucking rocked out the Halloween. That was cool, man.
Yeah.
That was cool. I mean, it was no surprise at all when everyone had it number one. I mean, but that's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, because everybody knows Rob Zombie's Halloween is the scary Halloween film. Ah! Find out. Let us know in the comments. Like, that's not what you said. I could be lying.
Colonel, send them out for the night.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. If you're watching us, you know damn well you're watching us on YouTube. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified anytime we drop new content on YouTube. But we're not just on YouTube. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Be sure to follow us on those social media platforms as well. And if you're like one-stop shopping, don't forget, we have a website, deathcursesociety.com, your one-stop shop for all things Death Curse Society.
Ziggy!
You know, people come up to me in the street and they say, Zag, I really feel the need to flash my Loomis. Can you help me out? And I say, yes, kind soul, I can help you out. What you need to do is visit paypal.me/zigzagisdcs. You send your size and your address, $20 for the small through extra large, $25 for the XX through 5X, and you too will be able to flash your Loomis when you need to and show them your DCS, baby.
That's right. Just don't flash it within the school zone limit.
That's right.
And we also have the original DCS logo t-shirt that's available as well. So you don't have to flash your Loomis if you don't want to. I wouldn't recommend it in the school zone. That's all I'm saying. Our next episode will be November. Stop it. Stop flashing me. Our next episode will be November 5th. We're going to be reviewing The Craft Legacy, another movie that we have such high hopes for. Right, guys?
Yay.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll probably also look at Redwood Massacre Annihilation. Fuck. Redwood Massacre Annihilation. Until next time, for the Colonel, for Zigzag, this is Red Crank saying DCS out. We appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you next time. Woo!
What? My Loomis is bigger than yours.